seems like the next thing we need to do is grab another image, and the image is going to be whatever the shared item is. And well, let me just start by grabbing that code from my static HTML example, and I'll bring it right into my JavaScript. And here we go, just put single quotes around it. And of course, I'm looking at which part of this is going to be static HTML and which part is going to be dynamic, that I need to actually bring in some variables. And it looks like, so image, sharePicture class, that's what it is. And then the source, that needs to change. So what are we going to do for the source? Well, let's look at our data source. It seems that let's see, it's in here now. Okay, here it is, picture. Picture is what we're actually looking to get a picture of, because that's the picture of the item that they're sharing. So I'm just going to copy this as a reference and see what's going on. Oh, that's a one by, you know, I don't think it actually works if we don't put it through our script. So let's just go ahead and do that. Some of these pictures, they just don't go, they don't look right when you try to view them directly through your browser. Let me see if it's a Firefox issue. I don't think it is. Well, there you go. It's going through a CDN and it wants to be treated differently. Whatever, not to worry. We'll just put it in and see what we get. Now, I know the other thing too that we have to consider is that we want it to be 90 by 90 pixels because we were thinking about what it's going to look like in our design. And I'm pretty sure that this thing is not, that the images come at all different heights and widths from that particular source. So I'm going to just, before I even bother with anything else, I'm going to copy this height and width from my image before, and I'm going to pop it in there, right there, and put 90, just so we see nice consistent image sizes right from the beginning. Okay. And again, you know, we could override these with our CSS later, but the reason why I put the width and the height in these elements when I put them in the HTML is that so when the page loads up, in case the images load up later, their placeholders, the frame sizes are going to be that way, so it's not like jumpy. Okay, so let's get rid of this source and actually link it to that photo. So since we're getting the entire URL that we need from this picture element, I'm just going to remove that HTTP, and in between where it used to be, I'm going to put those single quotes. Then I'm going to need two pluses, right? Because I need a plus. I'm going to wedge in between there the actual, let's see, this dot, I think it's picture, right? Let me verify that. Yeah, picture. Okay, actually, this should just work now. Let's cross our fingers and hope for the best. And actually, it may even be linking. Ah, look at that. And it does link too, going back to the item I couldn't test before. And, oh goodness, if you're searching for zombies, everybody and their mother and their daughter is playing Plants vs. Zombies. Or Plantas v Zombies, which in Spanish or English, but there you go. Okay, very nice. So we got it to work, but probably one other thing we need to put in there too, because if you look down at the URL, we need to get an alt element for this. So right in between that empty double quotes for alt, I'm going to do single quote, space, single quote, then I'm going to go back in the middle over there, two plus signs. If you haven't got this down by now, I don't know, you haven't been listening, so get used to what you're doing here. We got a system. And what are we going to use for the alt of that picture? Well, let's just look at our data source, and the name. That's what we're going to use. There it is. Not the from name from the user it's from, but the name of the link that they're sharing. So this dot name. Now let's give our thing one more go. And of course, the other benefit too, after it searches it, I could use the developer plugin over here to view image information. And cool. Look at that. I'm getting some stuff right here. The Plants vs. Zombies, the alt attribute is pretty good. Oh, look at that. Some other different stuff as well.